Hey guys, welcome to Rust Admin Academy, where I teach you the best tips and tools to operating your own successful Rust server. On this channel, I do a lot of plugin reviews and tutorials to teach you the best ways to run your servers. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure you consider subscribing so that you stay up to date on everything that we're working on. And if you take any value out of this video, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up for me. It takes zero effort, but it helps me out a lot. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a couple of different things. If you've never set up a Discord server, I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. It's super simple. It'll only take a couple of seconds. And then I'm going to show you how to add a RAID notifier bot to your Discord and then link it to your Rust server, so that if your players so chose, they can make it so they get Discord notifications if they're ever being raided on your server. And we're going to get into all that right after my really quick intro. Speaking of my really poorly made intro, if you guys know anybody or can do it yourself, I'm looking for somebody to create me a new intro. Something that's cool, something that's not so generic, something that wasn't pre-made off of a website. I have an announcement coming up at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that, but you'll understand why I need to have a better intro than the one that I have. All right, let's get right into the video. Okay, first things first, we have to have a Discord server. I'm assuming that most of you out there already have a Discord server, but in case you don't, they're super easy to set up. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So if this is your first time setting up a Discord server, as in you've never done one before, you just simply go to discordapp.com and that'll take you to this page right here. You can do one of two things. You can either download the desktop app, which is what most people do, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like if you just use the web interface. So we can just click on Open Discord. And there you go, you're brought to all of my Discords here. I'm just gonna set up a new one so that you can see what that process looks like. So we just click on Create Discord, and we're just gonna put in a random name. You can put in whatever you want your Discord to be called. So we're just gonna call this Bull's Test Server, and we're gonna click on Create. Now, there's an entire plethora of different things that you can do once you have your Discord server. There's permissions, there's roles, there's a whole bunch of other things that you may want to do. That's going to be in a later tutorial though. This isn't specifically for operating a Discord server. This video is just strictly about how to add the RAID bot. So we don't necessarily need to have any permissions in this Discord. You can set that up later. The plugin that we're going to use to add the RAID bot to our server is from Chaos Code, and it does cost money. This is not a free plugin. I think it's like $15 or $20 US. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Once you've set up your account with Chaos Code, it's super easy. It just gives you a download link, just like you would see from the UMod website. It's exactly the same process. You click download, it downloads. One thing that is a little bit different about RAID Notice, it's going to download in a zip file. So we need to extract that. So I'm just going to click on my favorite extractor and extract it to its own folder. Once you've extracted it, you're going to notice 4 different files that come with it. One of them is Steambot. Now I'm just going to warn you right now, I'm not even going to get into how to be messaging with Steam. Even the developer of the plugin says not to bother. It's just way too difficult and most people don't use it anyways. But if you're into that kind of stuff, this plugin does have the ability to message through Steam. So that leaves us with the 3 files that we are going to deal with. It comes with 2 CS files, which are actual plugins by themselves, as well as a gateway website. So the 2 CS files that come with it, we're just going to drag and drop them into our plugins folder for our server. And as you can see on my console, you get a return on your console telling you that you need to update your config file. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. So the Discord API config file is the one that we need to deal with first. And it's going to ask you for a couple of things that you might not know how to get, but that's okay. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Bot token, default channel ID, guild ID, and we can also change how often it checks for guild members or Discord members. So let me show you guys how to get all this information. So in order to add the actual bot that the plugin is going to use, you need to go to discordapps.com/developers/applications. And we want to start a new application. So if you're not familiar with how Discord applications actually work, basically what you need to do is we need to start an application and then we need to add a bot to that application. And it's the bot that we need to use, but we have to have an application in order to add a bot. So I'm just going to name this application Test Application. Click on Create. And then over on the left-hand side there, we can click on the bot section, and then we can click on Add Bot. Do we want to add a bot to this application? Yes, we do. This is the bot application that we need to transfer into our Discord API config file in order for it to actually work. As you can see here, I'm the only member in this Discord. Well, that's not going to work. We need to actually invite our bot into our Discord. In the video description down below, you're going to see a link that I want you to copy and paste into your address bar, but don't hit enter as soon as you do it. You need to grab your bot client ID first. So just leave that there for now, and then go back to your Discord developer web portal, and we need to get our client ID for our bot. So if we click on general information, this takes us back to the application that we set up. This is the client ID that we want right here. So we're just going to copy that and then go to the address that I told you to put in there before. We're going to select this area right here. It's all in capital letters. It's super easy to see. It says your bot client ID. So we're just going to highlight that. We're going to paste in our actual client ID and then hit enter. So this brings up your typical invite screen. We need to tell the application which Discord we want to invite the bot to. So we're going to invite it to Bull's test server and authorize. And there we go. Now we have our bot inside our Discord server. After you've installed your bot, you might notice that it's offline. That's okay. We're going to fix that right now. So go back to where you downloaded the actual plugin itself and open up the gateway. And we want to put in our bot's token in this bar here. So let's go grab our bot token. So we're just going to click to reveal and we can copy that token right there. And then go back to the gateway connector. And once you click on connect, then your bot will appear online just like this. So if we go back to our Discord API, we can actually put that bot information in there. So you type bot and then you just paste your token in there and you're good to go. So the next thing we need to know is our actual Discord's ID number. So we just right click on our server, copy ID, and we can just paste that in there. And the last thing that it needs is the default channel. So we're just going to go in here and we're going to create a channel. So we're going to call this RaidBot channel, click on create channel, and that's done. We right click on our channel, we grab this ID, copy ID, and then we head back over to our config. And we can just paste that in right there. So we can save this for now, but we're not done. So we have our bot in our server, we have the gateway connected. Now we're ready to test this out. And if you haven't already done so, make sure you save your config file with all of your information in there. And then we go back to our console. We want to do an o.reload Discord API. Make sure you get the capitalization correct. All right, so there we go. And it has connected to our Discord and it has found two members, one being me, the other one being the bot. So we gave our bot their specified channel, and to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure why. When the bot activates to tell you that you're being raided somewhere on your server, it doesn't display that information in this channel. It'll actually private message you, which is what you want. So I'm not really sure why the developer of this plugin insists on the bot having its own channel, but whatever. That's what they said to do, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so now that we have the Discord API all set up, now we can actually go into the raid notice config file and configure that so that it acts the way that we want it to. So the first section of the config file is determining whether you want to alert the player if there's a home nearby. That way the message that they get in Discord is that, hey, you have this home nearby if you want to teleport there really quick. The second section is where you determine if you want the player to know who is raiding them. By default, this comes at false, and you can change this to true if you want to alert your player as to who exactly it is that's raiding them. And you can also do this by permission. So if you only want to select a group of people to be able to know the name of the raider that's attacking their base, then you can grant them that permission, but you'd have to change this to true. Show raider name only by permission. We're going to leave that false right now. I'm going to change raider name to true. That's typically how most people would have it set up, but you don't necessarily have to. That's totally your call. Being that I'm going to be the one that's raiding my own base on my test server, it's not going to show us very much information, but you'll get the idea. So there's quite a few different settings that you can change in here. I'm not going to go through all of them. You have to go through each one individually and decide what works best for you and your server. But the one section that I do want to call your attention to is this right here. So by default, right out of the box, your players are going to get notified if damage is done to a door, window bars, window glass, floor or ladder hatch, floor frame, floor grill, wall, basically all of your baseline construction materials. It's going to notify if any of those items get damaged. Now, the reason why I'm specifying this is because you can make it so that if somebody attacks a furnace, it'll send a notification, or if somebody attacks a horse trough or something like that. But by default, that stuff isn't on there, and you would have to add that information to this list right here. The next section that I have highlighted is the Discord specific stuff. So do we want to send the notice to Discord? Well, yes, we do. So we're going to change this to true. And do we want to send Discord if they're online? So if the player is actually in the server, do you still want to send them a message in Discord as well? That's up to you. For testing purposes, we're going to do that. The next two lines there are how often you want to send the Discord messages. Default is every 60 seconds if they're not online, and the other default is every 5 minutes if they are online. That way you're not getting spammed a whole bunch of messages from your raid bot. So the three sections down below here are the three different methods in which you can notify your players: Steam, Telegram, etc., etc. These are not areas that I deal with, so I have no experience with them at all, so I'm not even going to try to pretend to teach you guys how to do that. So we're just going to save this and we're going to reload our Raid Notice plugin. Okay, so let's go in game and test everything out now. Now, this plugin does require some permissions to be granted to the groups of players that you want to be able to use it. So if you're using a permissions manager, we can just type /perms group default. If we want all of the players on the server to be able to use this plugin, we're going to grant the permissions to the group called default. So that's what permissions manager looks like, but you guys know me by now, and I much prefer using the admin plugin. If you guys don't have permissions manager, I highly suggest that you get it, and I'll put a link in the top right hand corner right now so that you can get to that tutorial, because this is a very powerful plugin and very handy. It's going to save you a lot of stress, so make sure you check out that video. I much prefer the admin menu though. So we're going to go into permissions, we're going to go to group permissions, we're going to click on default, and then we're going to scroll over until we get to the raid notice section. So right here, we're going to apply the permission raidnotice.can Discord, which means that they're going to get messages sent to Discord. We're also going to apply the permission called raidnotice.can online, which basically means that the plugin will notify the player that they're being raided in-game online. And that should do that. So now we should be able to do /rn test. And now, as you can see in chat there, it says you're now being raided by player test. They destroyed a wall with a rocket in grid D2. So let's see what happens if we raid ourselves. So same thing, it says you're now being raided by player K-Rod, which is me, and I destroyed a wall using explosive timed in grid D2. So that let us know that we were being raided while we're online, but what if we're not online, or what if we want to be notified via Discord as well? So if we type /rn again, it tells us this usage section right here. We can do /rn, and we want to add the Discord, and we need to put in our nickname as well as our Discord ID number. So mine is SrtBull, and my number is 9600. If you don't know your Discord ID number, it shows you in the bottom left-hand corner of either the web application or the desktop application right below your name. As you can see right here, it says my name as well as my number. Okay, so now that we have that information in there, we can click enter, and it says you have set your Discord. So let's try this test again. So now if we go back over to our Discord, we can see that we have a private message from our test application saying you are now being raided by player K-Rod, destroyed wall with explosive timed in grid D2. So we know that our Discord is communicating with our Rust server and vice versa. So everything is working exactly the way that we want it to. We're getting both Discord notifications as well as in-game notifications if we happen to be online at the time. Okay guys, there you go. That's how you set up a raid bot. I know the first time that I set up the raid bot, it was incredibly annoying. I struggled with so many different aspects of it, it's not even funny. If you guys saw my struggles, you probably would laugh at me. I'm hoping that nobody's going to have the kind of difficulties that I did. Just make sure that you're editing and reloading the right config files at the right time. Don't reload the actual plugin called Raid Notice if you haven't already filled out your Discord API. Just trust me, just follow along in the steps that I've given you right now, and you'll be successful with your raid bot. The next video that I'm hoping to put out for you guys, which is probably not so much exciting for you guys as it is for me, I'm leaving for the Dominican Republic in a couple of days, and I'm hoping that while I'm there, I get my invitation to become a YouTube partner, which is super exciting for me, but I owe it all to you guys, so I appreciate all of the comments, all the likes, even all of the dislikes. And every single one of you that has subscribed to the channel, you've helped me get to this point. So I super appreciate it. And I want to send you guys a video while I'm sitting on a beach in the Dominican Republic, hopefully right after I've just received my email from YouTube inviting me to become a partner. Okay guys, that's it for this video. If you haven't already done so, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I super appreciate it. And if you want to check out more videos from this very same series, make sure you click on the boxes on the right hand side. And like always, there's my sub button directly below my cam right now. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Have a great weekend.